Ruth Kadiri's marriage. The truth behind her privacy. Guys, you know how some celebrities plaster their entire love life across social media, morning selfies, anniversary countdowns, matching outfits, the works. Well, Ruth Kadiri said, "Not me." And honestly, she's got people shook. Fans have been digging through her Instagram like detectives, searching for clues about her husband, like it's some kind of treasure hunt. Some even started conspiracy theories, wondering if he's real or just a hologram she created for peace of mind. But here's the tea. Ruth Kadiri is married, very happily married, and her husband is as real as your electricity bill. The difference is, unlike your nosy neighbor who knows everyone's business, you won't be seeing him doing TikTok dances or dropping comments under her post. Why? Because Ruth and her man made a pact, a conscious, deliberate decision that has kept their marriage thriving, while others are out here fighting trolls in comment sections. When Ruth finally opened up about her marriage, it wasn't some dramatic revelation with soft music playing in the background. She kept it real and simple. She explained that keeping her husband away from the limelight wasn't an accident or some PR strategy gone wrong. It was intentional. Like they sat down, had a proper conversation, weighed the pros and cons, and decided that their peace of mind was worth more than Instagram likes and blog headlines. Can you imagine that level of maturity? In an industry where people announce their relationships before the first date even ends, Ruth chose silence. And not the awkward kind of silence, but the powerful, "I know what I'm doing" kind of silence that makes people respect you even more. Now, let's talk about why this decision actually makes sense. Ruth broke it down beautifully when she said that privacy helps keep her marriage peaceful. Think about it for a second. When you involve the public in your relationship, you're basically inviting thousands of opinions, judgments, and unsolicited advice. Suddenly, everyone's a relationship expert. Your outfit choice becomes a sign of trouble. A missed anniversary post means divorce is coming. Someone didn't like your husband's comment, and now your marriage is chic. It's exhausting just thinking about it. Ruth realized early on that once you remove all that noise, all those external pressures and expectations, you can actually focus on what your partner, your connection, and building something real. It's like trying to have a quiet dinner while 100 people are shouting suggestions at you. No thanks. But here's where it gets even better. Ruth's husband isn't just going along with her plan because he loves her, although I'm sure he does. The man genuinely doesn't like attention, at all. He's not out here trying to become an influencer or launch a podcast about being married to a Nollywood star. He's not chasing brand deals or angling for a reality TV show. He simply prefers living quietly, doing his thing, and staying as far away from the celebrity circus as humanly possible. And honestly, that's refreshing. In a world where everyone wants their 15 minutes of fame, this man said, "I'm good," and actually meant it. He's not interested in the red carpets, the interviews, or the paparazzi. He just wants to live his life, love his wife, and keep things simple. Ruth made sure to clarify something important though. Her husband isn't a secret. There's a big difference between hiding someone and simply not putting them on display. He's not locked in a basement somewhere, forbidden from seeing daylight. The people who matter in Ruth's life know exactly who her husband is. Her family knows him, her close friends know him, and they all interact like normal human beings. He even has social media, but his content is mostly religious and inspirational. No thirst traps, no check out my celebrity wife posts, Just a man living authentically according to his values. And that's perfectly fine. Not everyone needs to perform their life for an audience. The beautiful part about the arrangement is that they still function like a normal couple. They're not living in separate dimensions or communicating through encrypted messages. Ruth and her husband attend church together, show up at events together, and yes, they even take photos together sometimes. They're not allergic to being seen, they just don't make a spectacle out of their relationship. It's the difference between living your life and performing your life. They chose the former, and their marriage is thriving because of it. While other celebrity couples are busy managing public perception and damage control after every little thing, Ruth and her husband are just being married, enjoying each other's company without the pressure of maintaining a perfect image for strangers. What Ruth Kadiri has done is actually revolutionary when you think about it. In an age of oversharing, where people broadcast their breakfast choices and bathroom thoughts, she chose discretion. In an industry that thrives on visibility and buzz, she chose peace. And in a culture that often equates publicity with success, she redefined what winning actually looks like. Her marriage isn't less real because we don't see it plastered everywhere. If anything, it might be more authentic because it's not being performed for likes and shares. She's protecting something precious, and there's wisdom in. The lesson here isn't that everyone should hide their relationships or that sharing moments with your partner online is wrong. It's about being intentional. It's about knowing what works for you and your partner and having the courage to stick with it even when it goes against the grain. Ruth and her husband looked at their options and chose what would give them the best chance at lasting happiness. They didn't bow to pressure or expectations. They didn't do what everyone else was doing just because it was trendy. They made a choice that honored both of their personalities and values. Think about how many celebrity relationships we've watched crumble under public scrutiny. The constant speculation, the invasive questions, the critiques of every gesture and expression. It's a lot of weight to carry, and not every relationship can survive it. Ruth saw that landscape and said, "No thanks, we'll take a different route." And you know, it's working. While others are defending their relationships in the comments or issuing statements about rumors, Ruth is just living. No drama, no explanations, no desperate attempts to prove anything to anyone. Her husband's preference for privacy also tells us something important about compatibility. They are aligned on this fundamental value. Imagine if Ruth was private and he was posting every 5 minutes, or vice versa. That would create tension and conflict. But they're on the same page, moving in the same direction, protecting the same thing. That's partnership. That's what happens when two people actually communicate and build something together, instead of just reacting to whatever the world throws at them. The fact that Ruth shared all of this shows she's not ashamed or hiding. She's just being smart. She gave us enough information to satisfy curiosity without compromising her peace. She drew clear boundaries and stood by them. And in doing so, she showed a lot of young people that you can be a public figure without making your entire life public property. You can be successful, visible, and influential while still keeping certain things sacred. It's not contradictory. It's balanced. What makes this even more powerful is that Ruth didn't preach or judge anyone else's choices. She simply explained her own reasoning and left it at that. She's not saying everyone should do what she's doing. She's just saying this is what works for her marriage, and she's sticking with it. That's the kind of confidence that comes from knowing yourself and trusting your decisions. It's not defensive. It's not apologetic. It's just clear. At the end of the day, Ruth Kadiri's approach to her marriage is a masterclass in protecting your peace. She identified what mattered most, communicated with her partner, made a decision together, and stuck with it despite external pressure. She didn't let industry norms dictate her personal life. She didn't sacrifice her marriage for publicity. She chose love over likes, peace over performance, and authenticity over applause. And honestly, that's not just smart, it's beautiful. So here's my question for you. What would your relationship look like if you removed all the external noise and pressure? Would it be stronger or weaker? Think about it. And if Ruth Kadiri's story inspired you or made you rethink how you approach your own relationships, drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. And hey, if you learned something today, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the best love stories are the ones we don't see. Peace out.